Hi, I'm Andrew Coates, owner and co-founder of Salt Studios here. So today I just want to talk a little bit about photo filters. Hi, so I imagine by now everyone's fairly familiar with photo filters. They probably first started really in popularity in Instagram. So you take your photo and then you can put an effect over the top. And then that sort of worked its way through to mainstream photography, in particular wedding photography. We see a whole bunch of photo filters that are, everyone's got to guess a bit of a signature look that they have. So just to want to talk about that today, a few pros, cons, and just things to think about when keeping in mind with your filters. So basically the way they work is when we're editing the photos through programs, whether it's Photoshop or something like Photoshop, there's presets that we have where we can basically just click a button and it gives an effect over the photo. So usually photographers will lean towards certain effects that they like the look of, especially evident when you see through looking on Instagram pages where all the photos have a uniform kind of look to them, and that's, I guess you would call that a photographer's signature look. So the different photos require different types of editing. So if you're shooting in a late afternoon at sunset where you've got a golden sky, you've got pinks and oranges and stuff in the sky, that's going to use a different filter. Whereas if you're shooting in the middle of the day with a bright blue sky, with green grass, harsh lighting, versus if you're shooting on a cloudy day with dramatic skies and moody, cold sort of tones, they're all going to require different sort of photo filters. So the main effect they have is across the colors. So it can be making the colors super vibrant and pop. It can be going the other way, making muted colors, or then they can also affect individual colors. So you can work in just the greens. You can make the greens really bright and punchy, or make them dark, or the blues you can change the shade of blue. You can go from blue to more of a purple, or through to an aqua sort of color if you want to tweak skies. Whole different range of stuff to be able to work with. So that's with those presets where you basically click a button and it goes to all those preset settings, and that gives you a ballpark to start, a baseline to start doing your editing from. I guess positives is that it can individualize the look of the photo and really enhance what's already there. So whether it's making those colors in the sky even more vibrant, making that sky even more dramatic, making the flowers more colorful, whatever it is when it comes to wedding photos. Drawbacks, the main one I see is I can see it dating. So in the 80s we had like the vignette around the edge of the photo, so everything on the edge of the frame would be white, and then you'd have the person in the middle and everything on the outside would be white. The 90s you sort of had the soft focus look, so the edge of the frame would be blurry, even sometimes a soft focus filter over the camera. So same effect, different method to do it. So these ones you actually would screw a piece of glass on the front of the camera lens and that would give you a certain look, whereas now most of it's all done digitally. And then in the 2000s you had the photos that everything was black and white, except you might have the bride and groom or the flowers or something in the frame in color. So that was the sort of look there, and I think possibly in 10 years, 20 years time, we're going to be able to identify when wedding photos were taken because they're going to have that filter look over the top of them. So how to actually, what do you do about it? So when you're talking to your photographer, speak to them about what you actually receive for the files. Do all your photos have that filter over the top of them? So at the moment, everything is looking beautiful and green because of the rain we've had. And I see so many photos that the green has actually taken all the color out of it, and the grass actually goes gray or even blue sometimes. So you lose that beautiful, vibrant color, which is very sort of seasonal at the moment, I suppose. Like your wedding happened at a time when the grass was nice and green, whereas it looks like the grass was dead if you put the wrong filter over the top. So talk to your photographer about what you actually get. Do all your photos have a filter over the top, or do you get them looking in a more natural sort of state? And then natural, you can always apply filters to. Filtered photos, you can't always go back to the natural look. So if your photographer's always got your originals or your natural files, you can always apply filters to them later, or depending on the photo that you like. Yeah, talk to your photographer about what you actually get, and if you're able to get unfiltered photos, or how they operate. Everyone's going to be different, so it's definitely something you have to speak to your individual photographer about. The way we do it is we provide duplicates, filtered, unfiltered. Personally, I like super vibrant colors and contrast and bright. but I know that's not for everyone, so that's why we do offer some options with different filters and different effects over the photo. And every photo requires a different filter. Questions, always happy to help with anything you have, social channels, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, across all those. Just get in touch if there's anything I can help with.